back to my channel. My name is Lauren and this is my TBR game and we are going to play for November. So my TBR game is called What Would Taylor Do? I have this handy dandy spinner and I have each of Taylor Swift's eras on it. And basically what I do at the beginning or before each month, I spin the wheel 4 times to get 4 eras. So I have 1 era per week each month. And then after I spin the era, I go to Spotify and I click randomize and I look for a song. Well, Spotify looks for a song that is from that era. And then I have to match a book with that song from that era. And the book matching, it can be pretty lax. I can match it based off of lyrics, off of the theme, off of vibes, colors. I could watch the music video. That's a good idea. I haven't done that yet, but yeah. And this is a very lax TBR game. I don't know that I have actually completed any of these TBRs yet, but I am of the camp that reading, buying books, making a TBR, all of it, it's all a different hobby, okay? They're different hobbies. So today we're doing my hobby of making a TBR, and we're doing it based off of 4 Taylor Swift songs. So let's just go ahead and do our spin and see what is, you know, what our eras are going to be for the month of November. Okay, spin number 1. And we have Lover! Our first spin was for Lover. So let's see what song we get with this. 3, 2, 1, let's go, bitch. My first song, and I didn't turn the volume down. That's good. So the first song that I'm going to be matching a book for is Lover, which is convenient because I have a lot of romance books that I want to read this month. Okay, spin number 2. Please don't comment on my nails. I know I need to like paint them. That's next on the agenda, okay? Don't hate. Okay, we're gonna have 2 lovers. Okay, so spin number 2 was also Lover album, so we're just going to hit like next on the songs and we're gonna see what comes up next. This is a good song. Okay, I Forgot You Existed. So anyone with a TBR that is very large definitely has things that they have forgotten existed, and that leaves a lot of options. Spin number 3. Okay, maybe we won't get Lover. Okay, I think that is supposed to be self-titled. I think the picture is from more of a Fearless era, but there weren't any self-titled stickers, so this is Taylor Swift self-titled. Alright, spin number 3 was the self-titled album, so I have to get off of Lover now, and I have to look up Taylor Swift self-titled. So I've also been working on Storygraph, and I created like reading challenges for this challenge. So I made a challenge for every single one of Taylor's albums that are out currently, to the best of my knowledge. I'm not like a crazy Swiftie. I'm like, I listen to her music and I like it a lot, right? Like, that's pretty much the extent of my fanship. Like, I buy the CDs and I like them. I watch the Reputation Era Tour thing on Netflix and I like it. But anyway, I have these challenges on Storygraph. I'm going to link them down below in case you want to play along. I think I need to come up with a prize. Like, once I finish an album, I should get something. Probably a book or something. Let's see what we are randomly assigned. Ah! It's a classic. Should have said no. Alright, so is this a book that I should have said no to buying? Is this a book about a couple that should not have been together? I'm thinking it's a book I should have said no to buying. And our last spin for November 2023 is... Let's see, let's get some variety. Da da da. Da dum da da dum dum da. That is Evermore. My final spin for Taylor Swift was the Evermore album, and this is one that I'm not super familiar with, so we're gonna get a song and I'm gonna be like, oh, maybe I know what that is, maybe I don't know. So let's hit screen record and let's see what our final era vibe is. Marjorie. That's the one about her grandma, right? So does that mean I am reading like a grandma ebook? Should I read a cozy mystery? I don't know. I'm gonna have to listen to the song a little bit better to know what kind of vibe I'm going for. Okay, now that we have all of our songs situated, I have scoured my bookshelves, most of them, and I have a TBR here. I know you see 5 books, but you will see why. Don't worry. Don't worry, there's a method. So our first song is Lover. And so I went straight to my romance shelves and I picked up this book called Cole by Carla Sorensen. I originally went for her series, oh, what's it called? There's one about football players. So, I mean, I was going with the theme of Lover Travis Kelce. But I didn't find the right vibe there. There is a book that is about a British football player, so soccer player, and it was the wrong brother. And I was like, wait, no, that doesn't really work. But when I opened this one, it does kind of work. So this is the Bachelors of the Ridge novel. I bought these signed at one point, so I have all of her books signed. Really went in there blind because I had only read one book and I liked it. And then I bought like 10. So here we are. But the signature on the inside says, to Lauren, to being patient for the one you love, Carla. Being patient for the one you love. Okay. If anyone is following the whole Travis and Taylor thing and like her previous relationships and what it took her to get to here, that is like the perfect description for her lover. Well, she's not in the lover era, but her like girly in love era. So let's see, what is this about? Cole has never been able to move on. It's been 2,362 days since he's seen his ex-wife Julia. Oh, this might be a second chance. He's never stopped loving her, never stopped wishing she'd come back. Everyone thinks he's lost his mind for never moving on, but they couldn't understand it was never a choice. 7 years ago, Julia left Denver, and even though it's the last place she wants to be, she's back. The years of infertility that she and Cole endured during their marriage wore her down past the point of breaking. And when she left, she didn't look back. Couldn't look back for the sake of her sanity and her heart. Between an accidental run-in in the grocery store and a meddling pregnant sister, Julia is forced to face the man she walked away from. The man who still, after all these years, has never moved on, though neither has she. And in the end, she's wondering if the past has ever left in the past. Okay, so second chance romance here. I don't know if that's lover vibes, but we will find out. This is what I'm reading for Lover. Okay, so for our next song, we had I Forgot That You Existed. And for this one, I'm calling myself out here because Well Played was one by Jen DeLuca was one of my favorite books of all time. Hold on. This right here, Well Played, Jen DeLuca, one of my favorite books of all time. Please read it. It is set in a Renaissance fair. Emily is back helping out with her, I think it's her sister and her sister's daughter. She ends up volunteering at this Ren fair and she falls in love for the grumpy, curmudgeon English teacher who is also kind of like owns the Ren fair, I guess. So good. Now there is a whole series of books with this one, and also I think it's Illumicrate is doing special editions of these books, and I was like, oh my god, I need it. And then I was like, oh my god, I haven't read the rest of the books in the series, so do I really need it? Because I'm in my saving money era, girl. So for I Forgot That You Existed, I will be reading Well Played by Jen DeLuca, and if all things, you know, pan out, maybe I will also read, what does it say? Well Mated is the next book. I have it over there. Well Matched. Well Matched is the third book. So I'm intending to read this. I'm hoping I read the third one. Well Played is about Stacy, and she is jolted when her friends Simon and Emily, sorry, spoilers, get engaged. She knew she was putting her life on hold when she stayed in Willow Creek to care for her sick mother. But it's been years now, and even though Stacy loves spending her summers pouring drinks and flirting with the patrons at the local Renaissance fair, she wants to get more out of life. Stacy vows to have things figured out by the time her friends get hitched at Ren Fair next summer. Maybe she'll even find the one. When Stacy imagined her dream guy, it never occurred to her that her summertime fair fling, Dax, might fit the bill. While Dax is easy on the eyes on stage with his band The Dueling Kilts, Stacy has never felt an emotional connection with him. So when she receives a tender email from the typically monosyllabic hunk, she's not sure what to make of it. Fair returns to Willow Creek, and Stacy comes face to face with the man with whom she's exchanged hundreds of online messages over the past 11 months. To Stacy's shock, it isn't Dax she's been falling in love with, a man she barely knows. Ooh, okay, so this is fake dating? No, I don't know what this trope would be, but secret lover, I guess? So I didn't forget you existed anymore, and I will be reading you in November. Okay, the third book, or third prompt, I guess, is Should Have Said No. And for this is the one where I have two books. I should have said no to both of them, okay? I also have, oh, well, I should say what they are, if you couldn't tell. It's A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. I also have the, is it Illumicrate that did this? I think so. Yeah, I also have the Illumicrate version of A Priory of the Orange Tree, and I also have the paperback version. So why should I have said no to these? Listen, I know I'm gonna like them. I know I'm gonna love them. I know how long they are. I had Priory for many years, and I actually did try to read it at one point, and it was during a readathon, and that was a bad shout. Because you cannot read these fast, obviously. Like, I don't care what kind of Superwoman reader you are not going to read this fast. So, yeah, this one is the Waterstones exclusive edition of Day of Fallen Night, and this is a Illumicrate one. So, as you can see, I have spent a lot of money on these books, not knowing that whether I will like them or not. So I should have said no. So I don't know if I should start with Priory or this one. I think I've seen both as options to start with. Maybe I will read both. That would be nice. But I am putting this one on the should have said no, because I should have stuck with my paperback of Priory, read it, decided if I liked it, and then just bought a normal version. Or I should have read it years ago when I started it, and then I could have said yes to these. So yeah, should have said no. And for my fourth and final prompt, I had the song Marjorie off of Evermore. And for this, I decided to go with like a grandma book. So I'm planning on reading this for Thanksgiving anyway, so this is perfect. If you saw my vintage like paperback haul, you will recognize this clown. Not me, the book, duh. So I have The Thanksgiving Murder, a Christine Bennett mystery. Look at that clown. Look. By Lee Harris. Oh, she has The Christmas Night Murder. So I might have to track that down for December. But I'm pretty sure this is a cozy mystery. What says grandma more than cozy mystery? Maybe a bodice ripper, but I've got two romances on here and I just needed some murder. So we've got, more than a year ago, Natalie Gordon went to buy a balloon at the Thanksgiving Day parade and dissolved in thin air. Oh no. The police and private investigators still have no leads. So when Natalie's despairing husband pleads with ex-nun Christine Bennett to help, She can't say no. Not only are Natalie's present whereabouts a mystery, but so is her past. Someone has stripped her personnel file in her old office. Even her husband knows strangely little about her. This reminds me of the disappearing girl in Goosebumps. Ah. But anyway, starting with a cardboard box of Natalie's belongings, a few books, keys, and some cosmetics, Chris searches for a life someone has tried very hard to erase and finds a cast of characters so chilling that murder seems not only inevitable, but likely to have happened. Ah! Okay, so let me get my little stack ready here. So these are my books that I'm going to be reading for November. As far as readathons, I'm going to participate in Final Book Support Group, I believe. I need to look at the prompts. You might be seeing a TBR about that soon, at some point. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Other than that, I don't think there's any readathons I'm doing in November. I think I'm going to be pretty low-key in November, except for my Be a Content Creator With Me project. This will be my first month doing that, so that's going to take some time. And then after November, we have December, which is Vlogmas. So November is going to be low-key. I think it's going to be low-key, and this is my TBR. Thank you, Taylor Swift, for these lovely reads. And that's everything. So check the links down below. As always, I've got the Taylor Swift Storygraph challenge that I made. I've got all of my other social media, all of that good stuff. Let me know down in the comments what you plan to read for November, and if you want to let me know you were here, that you don't have anything to say. I hope there's a turkey emoji. Maybe there is. Leave that down below, and I will just see you in my next video, whenever that is.